to welcome everyone this morning. I am Sergeant Chris Burley of the Portland Police Bureau, and today I have the honor of being Master of Ceremonies as we swear in 4 police officers. To open today's ceremony, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of the City of Portland and our Police Commissioner, Ted Wheeler.
Congratulations. Well, thank you all for being here. This is not the largest group of new hires we've had, but what they lack in size, they're making up for an experience that they bring to the Portland Police Bureau. So we are delighted to have all of you. We're very, very pleased, and we thank you for choosing the Portland Police Bureau. I just want to put my usual pitch out there. You are becoming officers and leaders in a fantastic city, and I know that there are at least 2 of you coming from previous locations overseas. You know that Portland is a global community. It is a growing community. It is a thriving community, but it is also a community that has its fair share of growing pains. And as members of the Police Bureau, you will certainly come into contact with that on a daily basis. We have a lot of pride in our city, and we have a lot of pride in our Police Bureau. I have maintained, and I will continue to maintain, that the Portland Police Bureau is the bureau of choice in the United States. And we're not followers, we're leaders. We set the tone, we set the standards, we hold ourselves accountable for excellence. My only requirement of you is that at every opportunity you fall back on your training and you fall back on your good judgment. And I'll add one more to the list: do what the chief says. In case there is any question about how this works in the City of Portland, I am the police commissioner by charter. That means I have the ability to hire the police chief, and that's a very important power that I have. But under city code, the chief maintains at all time command and control authority over the police bureau. So she, and only she, has the authority to ultimately determine the tactics used by the Portland Police Bureau. That has never changed, and I just want you to all be aware of that in case you were curious. You will have the support of your mayor and police commissioner. You will have the support of the Portland City Council. But as with policing all over the United States of America, at every single step, you will have to prove your worth. And I would not see that as a problem. See it as an opportunity to which I know you will rise. And I'm very, very proud of the work the chief and her command staff and leadership throughout this bureau has done in terms of proving the worth to the Portland City Council, especially at budget time. You are entering into a family, and I'm going to let the chief talk more about that because she talks about it more eloquently than I ever could, because she has the lived experience being part of the policing family. My only admonition is something you already know, and again, you all come here with tremendous experience. You're not alone. You're never alone. Even when you think you're alone, you're not. There are people in this room who want to see you be successful and want you to be a thriving member of the larger family. Do not ever miss the opportunity to rely on the experience in this room. Ask lots of questions. My experience, having come into this job knowing next to nothing about policing, is that people who know everything about it are more than happy to tell you everything they know about it. So do not hesitate to ask the folks who are here. I'll close there just by saying we know that you had other options. There are other places you could go, other things that you could do with your significant experience and talent, and I'm just really proud that you chose to come here and be part of our team. So thank you and welcome. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. When I call your name, please come forward to accept your badge and stand with Mayor Wheeler and Chief Outlaw. Remain standing here until I've done saying nice things about you. Family members, please feel free to get closer to take a quick photo of your loved one. We will swear all the officers in at the same time after we are done presenting the badges. Vidas Babusas. Vitas continues in the family law enforcement tradition of his grandfather, who was a mounted police officer in Lithuania, his uncle, who was a Santa Monica police officer, wounded in the line of duty, and later retired as a treasury agent, and his cousin, who is also a treasury agent. Vitas began his journey as a reserve officer candidate, successfully completing the Clackamas County Sheriff's Officers Reserve Academy in February. Vitas has a bachelor's degree in history from Loyola Marymount University with minors in Asian studies, philosophy, and political science, and a master's degree in political science from Cal State Long Beach. He also earned a law degree from Lewis and Clark Law School. Vitas has a richly varied working life as an entrepreneur, a water polo coach and referee, a Lithuanian language teacher, and an English teacher in Italy, where he started his own school. A Benedictine monk, a conflict anticipation consultant, a law clerk for 2 prominent Portland law firms, and a legal extern to the Oregon House of Representatives, House Republican Office, and Kaiser Permanente. Vitas is celebrating today with his family and friends, who he thanks for all their support during reserve training and for what's to come. Vitas dedicates this day to the memory of his father. Welcome, Vitas. Thomas Bush. Tom is a Phoenix, Arizona native and Arizona State University graduate. He brings 10 years of experience in law enforcement with Phoenix Police, having worked various details within the agency, including patrol, internal affairs, and as an instructor. Tom looks forward to bringing his knowledge and experience to the Bureau and serving the Portland community. In his free time, Tom enjoys running and paddleboarding and is excited to explore all that the Portland area has to offer with his family. Tom is joined today by his wife and other family and friends. Welcome, Tom. Michael Hoffman. Michael was born and raised in Tucson, Arizona. He graduated from Empire High School in Tucson and obtained his associate's degree in Justice Administration from Pima Community College in Tucson. While working on his associate's degree, Michael worked as a transportation specialist with the Vail School District, as a courier for a nonprofit organization, and as a Tucson City Court monitor handling adult probation and diversion programs. Most recently, Michael was hired by the Tucson Police Department as a community service officer, where he was introduced to his passion for police work. After visiting the Portland area, he found it the ideal location to follow that passion and begin a career in law enforcement. Michael is looking forward to finding and exploring all of what Portland has to offer while serving as a police officer. He is joined today by his wife and his father, whom he extends his thanks and appreciation for their support. Welcome, Michael. Elena Midon. Elena was born in Romania and moved to the United States in the year 2000. She earned her high school diploma from Atlantic High School in Iowa, joined the Army National Guard as a high school senior, and earned her bachelor's degree in leadership and management from Portland State University. While enrolled at PSU, Elena worked full-time for the Oregon National Guard, to include working as the Education Service Officer for the state of Oregon and as a Battalion Human Resources Officer. Elena looks forward to serving the city of Portland as a police officer. She is joined today by her parents and her brother, who she would like to thank for their support and encouragement. Welcome, Elena. And now I'd like to introduce Chief Danielle Outlaw.
Good morning. Good morning. So, I tend to have prepared remarks from time to time, and I'll still say those, but I'm still going to share a little bit of what we talked about before we came in here. It is absolutely a pleasure to welcome you to the Portland Police Bureau and to welcome our 4 new officers that are here today. You are not only right in your decision, but it just shows a lot about you, knowing the type of complex issues that we're dealing with here in the city of Portland, and you selected Portland to be where you want it to go. It says a lot about your character, and we're welcome, and actually not only welcoming you with open arms, but we're pleased that you chose us because it says a lot about you. Reading your bios, we were all astounded by the life experience that all of you have. And it's not only going to assist you as you start your new chapter here, it will aid you in your new experiences off duty as well. As a society, we all know that we're facing larger systemic issues, and we're the first responders. We have to be mindful that we are just one part of the justice system. And because of that, we are now being called upon to be far more thoughtful and more strategic as an agency because of this. Our leadership comes together very regularly to look at data and the types of problems that we solve and how we do that. By working together, we're ensuring that we're using our resources in a very smart and effective way. As we do this, my expectations for each of you will not only be for you to do your job well, but it's to treat everyone with respect and dignity and fairness, and most importantly, engage our community members. And as we talked before, engage those who criticize us as well. We expect you to be community policing officers. And I've said this time and time again, it's not a thing, this is a philosophy that we embrace. We weave community policing into everything that we do, including how we carry ourselves, which is what we talked about as well. I always like to point out our family and our friends that are here in support. We welcome you, and we welcome you to our family. I joke because you may now find yourself being test dummies for defensive techniques that they'll be learning here while they're in training. But it's because of you we're able to do the jobs that we do. You're the support that we need. You're our backbones. You're our understanding. You're our empathy that we need when we have a not so good day. Our lives change when we become law enforcement officers. We're not always there for the things that we were there for when we were before. And when I say that, I'm talking about holidays, I'm talking about birthdays. We're a 24/7 operation. And at any given time, those of us in this room know, we might think we are off tomorrow, but that could change at a drop of a dime. And we continue to do this because of the support and understanding that you give to us. I see the pride on the faces of family here in the room, and even our loved ones that are now your new family. Be proud of what you're about to do. We're proud of you today. Be proud of your loved ones. Be proud of your family members. This is going to be a journey. It's going to have some highs and some lows, but for the most part, you can't put into words how rewarding this job is. It really is. Don't lose center or your true north. Remember what that is. Remember how motivated and happy and inspired you were to take this job today, because in 3 to 5 years you might not remember, because you might not have people that are thanking you for the job that you do every day. But we don't do this job for pleases and thank yous. We do this in service. We do this because this is a calling and we're called to do this job. But just remember, every now and again, when it gets a little rough, when you hit those rough patches, remember what it is that makes you happy. Remember your hobbies. Remember your life outside of this. Remember your family, because we all go through this journey together. You have our absolute best wishes. You see all these folks in the back of the room. We got them. This is their family too. And know that you are leaving them in good hands. It's a very strong network. And again, as the mayor said, we rely upon you to do what you're trained to do. And we need you to rely upon us to ensure that we give you the resources that you need. And we expect you to manage up and tell us when we're not doing for you as we said we would. It's a shared relationship, not just internally, but it's a shared relationship of accountability and transparency with our community as well. So in the same way that we ask our community to be accountable to the laws that are there, I expect for us to be accountable to our laws and our policies and procedures as well. We carry ourselves in the way that we expect others to carry themselves. So again, it's a mutual relationship. It's an amazing relationship. This is one of the greatest professions I think that exists, and we're really happy and proud of each of you. Thank you very much for choosing us, and the food at DPSST might not be the best from time to time, but this is going to be a great journey, and we look forward to the contributions that you're going to make to our agency. Thank you again.
Thank you, Chief. Gayla Jennings, Deputy Auditor, will now administer the oath of office.
Good morning. If you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Peter Spalicious,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
I will support the constitutions
I will support the constitutions
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of
and
Oregon,
of the state of Oregon,
the charter of the city of Portland,
the charter of the city of Portland,
and its laws.
and its laws.
I will faithfully, honestly, and ethically
I will faithfully, honestly, and ethically
perform my duties
perform my duties
as officer in the Bureau of Police
as officer in the Bureau of Police
during my continuance therein.
during my continuance therein.
Congratulations.